Peace and greetings, everyone. Peace and greetings, Divine Zeal here. I wanted to give a nice little catch-up video and really explain kind of what I've been working on and doing behind the scenes. This channel has kind of been just a video journal, especially from when I was doing the van life, living in my van, doing odd jobs. I was living on the farm for a bit. But for the past few years, I've always been low-key working and learning on coding. So I did learn to code, and very recently I've learned and gotten completely obsessed with coding and AI development and developing AI native apps and tools. But it started kind of in an interesting way. It was kind of around 2017, I believe. It was right when crypto was about to take off. I think Bitcoin was about $3,000. It's about $69,000 right now. And I was on the farm, and my friend, he suggested, because he was kind of into stocks, not really into crypto. And, we got talking, and he suggested, it'd be interesting and really cool if somehow we could create, a trading bot, that would kind of just trade for us, because he was running his own farms. He was super busy. He barely even had time to really get into stocks. So I, having some technical and coding background, just a little bit, I dived deep into learning everything and anything about Python. There wasn't really the best learning tools. Now there's Coursera, Free Code Camp. There's a gazillion coding boot camps. I didn't even know really about that if they were around. So I read the Python documentation head to toe, and I had to learn crypto, and really more importantly, the foundation of trading assets like stocks and crypto. And I had a ton of free time on the farm when I wasn't doing a lot of the main stuff. So head to toe, I'm not a business major. I don't have my MBA. I'm not, a financial expert by any means. But learn just, more importantly, the technical analysis of trading assets such as stocks and cryptocurrency. I learned foundational ideas of just finance and corporate finance, more importantly, understanding the different statistics, when you're trying to analyze a company, such as market value, the market cap, highs and lows, the averages, 52-week averages. The technical analysis was really difficult because it involved a lot of mathematical formulas to understand behind the hood what these indicators are. And what I'm talking about is when you look at a stock chart, and you see the bar graph. Well, there's also a gazillion more ways to analyze and see different indicators on said charts. So I really had to understand all those to make certain algorithms based on tons of analysis using Python, tons of data that I created from analyzing stuff with these indicators. My friend and I eventually, well, really me, eventually did build a trading bot, which, was quite some time ago. It was probably about 4 or 5 years ago, but I still have the code, and I was thinking about open sourcing it, because personally I don't trade crypto or stocks. I do have a Roth IRA for retirement funds, which I'll get into later, because dividend stocks and passive income is a whole nother awesome hustle. But I got the bot working. I put in some money into Binance, and I started my script, and it was automated, and I was trading automatically. It was like very minute amounts, like $2 trades, and making like, a few cents, maybe like 50 to 80 cents profit each trade. But I found some little hole in that matrix. And it was really great for coding experience, because it's one thing to do these boot camps. It's one thing to, watch these YouTube videos and recreate different projects. But really just from scratch, just focusing on real world solutions, just focusing on, fixing problems maybe in your own life. I could have just made a Python script to manage my finances, something more simple. But, like going above and beyond and really focusing on a hard project really allowed me to supercharge my learning progress. And then, when I was making the trading bot, I was like, I needed a dashboard so I could see, the statistics and the trading history and stuff, and also the analysis of different trade signals, whether to buy, whether to sell, and making sure, everything is going in line. So I had to learn JavaScript and really learn HTML and CSS so I could learn React.js, which is a front-end framework. You probably recognize it. A lot of websites use React, but I had to make my own dashboard that would connect to this Python script. So I had to learn back-end development, which is with servers and APIs. With Python, that involves Express.js, which also had to link to Node.js, and I had to create my own full stack development environment, really from scratch. I didn't understand that there were like, development stacks. It's not like just learn HTML and you can make a website. No. So that was like a really fun journey, just like I think for about a few years. And then, I got more involved in the farm, and then I went to Mexico after I was in Seattle for a little bit. So I took a huge kind of like pause because at a moment I was kind of going all in on crypto and crypto automated trading, but I kind of just fell out of it. Really, most importantly, I didn't really have the funds to even use my own trading bot, and there still needed to be some bugs worked out. But fast forward to about a year ago, I started working on React Native development, because I realized I didn't want to get too focused into web development. Not like web development and websites are going anywhere anytime soon, but mobile app development is skyrocketing right now, and I really wanted to get in on that and just start making some solutions, some business solutions, some tools with mobile. And I didn't want to learn Swift, which is a programming language for making Apple iOS apps. And I definitely didn't want to learn Java or Kotlin, which is what you need to use to develop Android apps. So come in React Native, which is a beautiful way to only code using JavaScript, and you can develop simultaneously iOS apps and Android apps and have your components be responsive and compatible with either phones. So this supercharged development in that aspect because I already knew JavaScript and I already knew React. And React Native is like a million times more easier, I believe, than React. So I started doing one project that involves sustainability. And I won't really go too much into it, but it comes in kind of two different apps. And one app is involved with sustainability and education. And it will be a completely free app. And the idea is to mix AI and sustainable mission to allow people wherever you're at, especially, third world countries or people who don't have access to like a computer or a library. You can have all this sustainable information and resources and links to other organizations and whatnot to really jumpstart your sustainable journey and really bring awareness to sustainability just in a different platform. Something that's just a little bit more cool and sleek and approachable and accessible for everyone. Now, the other stage of this app duo, which will be probably a standalone, and it's more incentive based as far as sustainability goes. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but the main premise is that sustainability and recycling for the whole mainstream is not cool. It's becoming trendy. There's a lot of greenwashing, but still, I don't think it's hit nationwide or globally where it needs to be. Let's look at taxis, for instance. Taxis have been around forever. Anyone, any Joe Schmo could go and register to be a taxi driver if you got a clean record. But people aren't running, and people haven't been running to be taxi drivers. And, when you think of a taxi driver, you probably already got an idea of, the certain person who that's their thing. But come Uber, come DoorDash, come Grubhub, now because no one wanted to be a pizza delivery guy. It was kind of like a shitty, stupid thing. I used to be a pizza delivery driver, but it's not like something you're too proud or like there's like some cliche delivery driver when you think of that. But come all these new fancy, sexy startups and gig industry apps like Uber, Grubhub, and the like. Now everyone's doing Uber. Everyone's doing DoorDash. It's not really lame. I mean, you could be a single dad with 4 kids and you can go do Instacart and get $60 in an hour because you got a lucky good batch. Like, there's no hate on that. So with sustainability, I feel like that analogy that I used with delivery applies to sustainability. Unless there is a cool celebrity or a CEO or some greenwashing marketing plan, it takes so much effort to get people to recycle. You have to treat them like babies. This dumpster is for plastic. This dumpster is for glass. This red one is for paper without ink. This one is for paper with ink. This green one is for landfill trash. Actually, joke's on you, it's all going to the landfill. So there needs to be something somewhere that at least tries to incentivize people for doing sustainable things. But that project, is coming within, the next year or so. But one project I've really been working on recently with React Native is an app that is AI native. And AI native means that from the idea to production, AI is weaved within the app some way, somehow. When you think of like how a lot of these social media companies are now implementing an AI chat assistant, probably in a lot of your business apps, if you use like anything Google or anything Microsoft, Copilot, Gemini, everything is in there. Galaxy AI on your phone, Google Gemini on your Android phone. That is not AI native, because it's just being integrated. So we're seeing a rise of these AI native apps, and without giving too much detail, because Google is now not only just listening to everything I'm saying and that you're uploading, but they're feeding it to the AI bot as well. So, it's not about your privacy being leaked. It's about your whole likeness being recreated and implemented into a product you will receive nothing from. So just keep that in mind. But I really feel like that's going to be the new trend of a lot of the apps and tools I want to build, especially because I started the sustainability app about a year ago without anything AI. And now I can come back to it, clean up all my code with AI, and implement new features as well. And especially with AI, the AI coding industry right now, there's so many coding co-pilots. There's so many case stories of people with no coding experience have built some pretty amazing things. So it's a really exciting time if you're into development. And just with whatever aspect, especially in a lot of people's jobs, if you work in offices or whatnot, you run your own business, there's a lot of awesome ways you can now integrate and get a lot of help from AI. It's not perfect. It's really just a tool. But just like Google search is just a tool, but I see myself using AI search engines like Perplexity AI or U.com, which you should check out both, a lot more than Google, because it still uses these search engines, but you're just getting a little bit more oomph. So I've learned to code, and I'm working on projects. I also got a GitHub going with some open source projects. I just released 2. I released like a Cash App clone template. So if you're making some sort of finance, banking, online banking type app, you can just use my template, plug in your extra business logic and functions and server stuff, and you're good to go. I'll put that out for free. And I'm putting out a few other things. I have a smart home template app too on there. So yeah, I got some projects. I learned to code. So I should have a job, right? I should have a developer job. Wrong. The tech industry, as far as employment and job applications and recruiting goes, is a complete nightmare mess right now. It's been very difficult. I could say I've steadily been applying for the past 2 years to different tech-related roles, mainly like developer type roles, especially just like junior roles, because I am pretty fresh developer. But so far, really no leads. And, I don't, I'm not mad at that, because there has been tons of layoffs in the tech industry. And, a lot of not just layoffs of just random people, but like layoffs from big companies, extremely talented individuals, especially like when Elon took over Twitter, how many extremely awesome, talented individuals with great records lost their jobs. So like that's the competition is extremely talented, extremely experienced. I'd imagine there's hundreds of thousands of individuals who have computer science degrees, who have master's degrees, maybe even PhDs. Maybe they're people like me, but their GitHub, their public portfolio has 30 projects. Maybe they've contributed to over hundreds of projects on GitHub. Maybe they have real side projects, that's just like I'm talking about, but are live. Maybe they have apps on the App Store already. So you can't ever just think, because you're not getting that call back, because you're not getting those interviews, because there's tons of people applying on your LinkedIn applications that you're also applying to. There's 1,000 applicants, 300 of them are senior developers. It's tough. That is what it is. Especially if you're looking remote. I would love to get a remote web developer job, but I think it's best to try locally first, because the competition's probably way smaller, depending on your city. If you don't live in like San Francisco or LA or New York City, Chicago, you live in like a smaller town, smaller suburb, there's still always, something there for you. But yeah, that's just kind of where I've been at. Right now, I'm really just like trying to become more of an expert with React Native and JavaScript. I've been using Google Cloud to basically do everything for my apps, which has been, hate, love experience. Google will try in every single way to take your money. If you needed $10,000 a month to run your app, they'll gladly make it $10,001. $10,001, excuse me. But it's been a great experience. I'll probably make some videos giving more reviews on Google Cloud if anyone else is interested in that. And yeah, every week there's something new with AI going down. I recommend that you check out some of the AI chatbots if you haven't been into that. There's a lot of free and open source stuff out there. And yeah, I'm just going to keep on grinding. I have a huge list of things every day that I could work on coding wise. I got open source projects, personal projects I want to push to the App Store, and new ideas of apps that I want to I'm just like getting started on ideas just so I can just get working on them later, because with AI development soon, we have the ability to have AI agents. Like if I wanted an AI engineer on my team, as I'm sitting here right now in this parking lot, I could have an AI engineer working on a set of tasks, set of ideas, have it all ready to go for me when I get home. And all I would need to do is review what it's worked on, commit it to GitHub, push it to GitHub, and wait for tomorrow and the next new set of tasks that is completed. So yeah, if you're interested in getting into coding, don't fear that AI are going to take engineers' jobs. Now is the most important time, if you were interested in getting into coding, to start coding, because more important than ever to really understand these languages, being able to quickly learn new languages so you can implement the best features, understand where the bugs and the errors are going down, and really iterate faster, break things maybe a little bit more often, but fix them better and fine-tune things into perfection and move forward from there. So yeah, thank you for listening. That is currently my coding and AI journey. And, it's just been a few years. But when I first got started with Python, was reading that documentation, I didn't know crap. Now I can get together a React Native app, get together a whole UI, UX experience, and all I need to do is plug in the business logic in like 2 days, maybe even a day. Especially once you get that boilerplate code and these templates going. Like you're supposed to get the heavy stuff out of the way so you can just design, develop, and dominate. Anyways, this is Divine Zeal. Once again, thank you for listening. Hope your journey goes well with whatever you're working on, whatever you're trying to do. Just know AGI, artificial generative intelligence, human singularity is probably going to happen in the next 2 to 3 years. So don't worry about anything. It's all taken care of. Peace. As always, stay peaceful, stay productive, stay progressive, stay proactive. Stay proactive. And I promise you, you'll always be blessed. You've always been blessed. Divine Zeal signing out. Peace.